At the beginning of the movie, we see a deserted road in the middle of the mountains. A man named Nathan was lying on it. There was also a crash car in front of him, which made him realize that he had had an accident. But the surprising thing was that there was not even a scratch on his body in the name of the injury. Suddenly, a man named Daniel came in front of him, who had had an accident after colliding with his bike. Nathan sees that Daniel does not even have a scratch. Daniel asked Nathan, "Do you remember when you left the car?" Then he realized that he did not remember anything. Daniel now tells him, "I think we are dead, and these are our souls talking to each other." Nathan was not ready to listen to this. He quickly goes to his car, where he sees his dead body. Seeing this, he got scared badly. He also believed that he was dead, and now he was worried about his children and his friends. Daniel was also worried about his family, his wife and children. As soon as he took the name of his wife, it came to his mind that Nathan did not take the name of his wife. In the meantime, a car came here. Nathan stops the driver of the car and tries to talk to him. But the driver of the car could not hear him because he was a soul. The driver actually stopped in front of Nathan's crash car. He now checks Nathan, who is dead. That's why he takes Nathan's wallet and leaves from here. Seeing his dead body, Nathan also believed that he was dead. And now he was panicking because he knew that after his death, he would be punished for his sins. And it was his sin that he had murdered his wife. Before he could say anything else, Daniel suddenly heard some music. He turned around and saw that a white door had opened there. And now there was snowfall on him. Daniel could hear the sound of music coming out of that door. But we found out that Nathan was not hearing any such sound. Now, they were talking that suddenly a red door opened behind them. The sound of screaming and screaming was coming from inside. And only Nathan was hearing these sounds. Now they thought that this white door could be of heaven. But that red door is of hell. And because Nathan was hearing the sound of the door coming out of hell, it meant that Nathan was going to go to hell, and he was going to be punished for his wife's murder. And because Daniel was hearing sounds coming out of the white door, it meant that Daniel was going to go to heaven. Panicking, Nathan said to Daniel, "I did not murder her. I just helped her. She was sick. She was suffering from her illness. I just ended her suffering." Daniel did not pay much attention to what he was saying, and he himself went to the door of heaven. When he saw him going to the door of heaven, Nathan pushed him away and threw him away, and he himself tried to go inside that door. But it was of no use because the door did not accept Nathan. Seeing this, Daniel tells him, "You should behave like a good person. That is why I closed the door of heaven for you." After listening to him, Nathan confesses, "Forgive me. I did not push your bike on purpose." Daniel now hugs him and tells him, "It was not your fault. Actually, I was also distracted." Seeing the girl walking on the road in front of him, he himself goes inside the door of heaven. But the surprising thing was that even after crossing the door, he was still roaming in this world. Now, this is the same girl who Daniel was distracted by. And if that girl was able to talk to them, it clearly meant that she was also dead. He asks that little girl, "How did you come here?" Then the girl tells him, "Someone hit me with a bike." And now Daniel also accepts that he was intoxicated while riding a bike. And all this happened because of him. Now Nathan tells him, "Go." Then you go inside that white door. Hearing this, the girl starts screaming loudly because he was afraid of them. Even after their refusal, when she does not stop screaming, Daniel picks her up and throws her into that white door. After which the girl also disappeared and the door also disappeared. Now only the door of hell was left here. It meant that both of them had to go to hell. Nathan was afraid to go inside. He also acts cunning here, and by kicking, he sends Daniel inside this door first. And then he tells God, "I did not do anything wrong. I did not murder my wife. I just killed her for good." Seeing him say such things, suddenly a very big monster is seen here. This is a smoke-made monster. We just had to kill Nathan. But Nathan got scared of him and went inside the door of hell. In hell, many souls were wandering on the ground like this. In these many souls, he saw a girl's soul. Seeing this, he was amazed. He touches this girl's soul. Then he starts seeing this girl's life. This girl actually saw some scary things in the world. She was always afraid of them. Her mom thought that the girl was sick. She wanted to get her treated, while her dad thought that the girl was a threat to him. That's why they kept fighting all the time. Still, her mom and dad were arguing. Ignoring them, she goes to the kitchen and starts putting jam on the bread. That too, in a very strange way. He was having a lot of fun with a knife. After all this, we see that girl with her therapist. The therapist told the girl, "I like to annoy my sister. She likes to hide pencils. Along with that, She likes to play with knives, and she also likes to annoy her parents. She says, "I want to hurt my mom and dad." In the next scene, we see this girl sitting on the dining table. She was screaming loudly for breakfast, but no one heard her voice. Then she got up and left, and when she came back, she had a cereal ball in her hand, and there were blood stains on her clothes. When the camera focuses on the ground, we see that there was the corpse of this girl's parents on the ground. This means that this girl killed her parents. This girl checks if her parents really died, and when she believes this, she kisses her mom goodbye, and then she makes her jam sandwich again and goes to her basement, where she had a friend. Her friend looked very scary. His name was Tony. He was a strange creature. Now that her parents were dead, she could easily bring Tony upstairs. She brings Tony upstairs, where Tony was very happy because he had seen the sun and the outside world for the first time. She bathes Tony and gets his dad's clothes ready. Then they have breakfast. After that, Tony helps her to fix her parents' corpses. But before her parents left, she wanted to show them something. She creates a theater show in her imagination. She brings Tony in front of everyone. He was wearing clothes like a criminal. She tells her audience that Tony is a killer, and she should be punished for what she did. Tony tells everyone here, "No, I didn't do anything. I always lived in my cave." But here is Jean. She tells everyone here, "No, he killed my parents." Then tell me, what punishment should she get? Her death, or put her in jail like this. After which, Jean kills him with her imagination. Actually, nothing like this was happening here. Tony was still helping Jean to fix her parents' dead bodies, while Jean was playing on the bed. The dead body of her mother was under the bed. After that, Tony stands near the mirror. He finds out that he was not able to see himself in the mirror. It was clear that Tony was only in Jean's imagination. He really didn't exist. And from this, we also realize that Jean has killed her parents, and she keeps accusing Tony. The next day, when Tony and Jean were having breakfast, that's when the door was knocked. Jean went to check. There was a postman there who needed a big man to deliver. She shouts in the whole house, "Tony! Tony!" But Tony is nowhere to be found. He goes to the delivery man. After the delivery man left, Tony also met him in the same room, the room where he hid his parents' dead body. He went there and saw that Tony was eating his parents' dead body. After that, in the next scene, we are shown burning Jean's clones, which must have been burned by Jean. After that, he went to his sister, and he said to his sister, "Tony is hungry." He took his younger sister, went to the kitchen, and put her in the oven. He set the oven on fire. After that, she started dancing happily in the whole house. And from behind, his sister died. The scene ends here. He goes back to hell, where Nathan, after seeing all this, he was very sad. He was feeling bad. That's why he picks up the clothes from the two dead bodies behind him. These two dead bodies are of mother and son. As soon as he touched them, Nathan started watching their story. We see his mother, who started crying while making tea. Then she comes to her table with tea and shouts and calls her daughter. Suddenly, she looked at the table, where a drop of the phone was lying, and it was frozen. She scratched that drop with a nail, and she didn't cry again. After all this, he goes to his daughter's room. There was his daughter's dead body in the bathroom, and his behavior was such as if he knew about this dead body. He takes him out of the tub, and then like a doll, while panting, he puts on his clothes and brings him to the dining table. He comes and keeps his breakfast and says to him, "Okay, sorry. Now get up. I know you don't like school at all. Now I will not send you to school at all. If everything was fine today, then we would have been on vacation." The scene is cut off, and we are shown the scene from a day ago, where this girl was taking a bath in the washroom. She comes to her mom and says, "Get ready quickly. You can't be late for school every day." The girl also gets ready, comes to the dining table, and says to her mom, "Mom, I don't want to go to school. I don't like that school at all. Everyone calls me a bully there." Sitting at the table, she had a knife in her hand, which accidentally touched her finger, and she put the blood on the table. This frozen blood. In the last scene, her mom had removed it from the table. Anyway, here we are shown that they are arguing again. Her daughter doesn't want to go to school. When she says to her daughter, "Nothing happens. It's a new school. It takes time to come to friends." But her daughter wanted to leave school. The scene came back in the present, where her mom made her sit on the wheelchair and said to her, "Come on, today we're going on vacation." She was about to go out with him. Suddenly, her mobile started ringing, and then the door was also knocked. She opened the door. So the surprising thing was, there was a wall in front of the door. In a wall, she came to her senses, and she found out this is not a wall, that her neighbor is standing in front of her, who was trying to make her conscious. She answers her neighbor in fear. Actually, we are going on vacation. This neighbor, his behavior was looking very strange. That's why the neighbor, forcing her to slide, comes inside the house. where she saw her daughter's dead body. And the scene shifted back one day, where we were shown that four people were together, calling this girl in a very bad way. They forcefully take her out of the washroom and make her sit on her knees and make her lick her shoes. A girl was making a video of her. She couldn't tolerate this insult, and she died. In the present, her mom was taking her in the car. She was angry and said to her, "Say something, talk to me." But when her daughter didn't answer her, she understood that her daughter is dead. She accepts the reality, and she closes her eyes. She was crying and getting emotional. She lost control of her driving, and her car collided with a car. In a while, firefighters reached here and took her out of the car, but she didn't want to leave her daughter alone. But the firefighters forcefully took her out, and her daughter's dead body too, about which they thought that maybe the girl died in this accident. They didn't know about her death. After seeing all this, Nathan was completely scared now. He didn't want to touch any other dead body. That's why he backed off. And then a health guard came here, who told him that you are here because of your bad deeds. And now I will punish you for your bad deeds. Nathan tries to make him understand, "I didn't do anything bad. I did a good deed. I gave him freedom from his pain." Then the guard answers him, "No, whatever it was, you didn't have the right to kill him, and now you will be punished for it." He takes her to a dark room where there were many other souls. He says, "Now you will have to stay here for 4,000 years. Saying this, he left from here, and Nathan was left worried. He didn't understand what to do. Then a very big soul comes in front of him, which starts bothering him. Nathan couldn't say anything to him. She was very big. She started hitting Nathan. That day he hit Nathan so much that he died in this soul's world. Seeing this, the devil came here quickly and started scolding that soul. "Now what did you do? You have now sent him to the real world." Seemingly, we are shown a child in the hospital in which now Nathan's soul had come. He had got life again, and showing this. This film ends on this scene. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.